Hello everyone, this is Kostasin from Hearthstone community. Today I want to present to you an odd rogue deck which I have used to reach 12 wins and 2 losses in this week's standard Brawliseum. Although I did not record the round with the 12 wins, I decided it would be best to start a new Brawl with this deck and talk through my personal thought process navigating this deck against different classes. This way, you may get a better feeling of how to switch between the control the board and burst phase of the gameplay, the key cards to play against certain matchups, and resourcing your hand. That is, when to play certain cards and when not. This video has been edited, so there will be some cuts as I have experienced some lag during transitions between matchups. Let's begin. So, it seems that our first matchup is Priest. Let's begin. Mulligan phase. Deadly poison. I think I need to keep it because priests usually tend to have high health minions. That means it would be best to remove it. A 2 attack dagger will not be able to remove it efficiently. Diremol is one of the 2 best 1-drops you can get in this deck. So a simple keep. Another card was Mulligan, and unfortunately we got a Fungal Mancer, which is not great at a starting hand, but we're gonna start with a 1-drop. Typical gameplay. So in this phase, against this particular class, is we don't have a cold blood, so our burst phase of the gameplay is gonna come in later because we do not have the potential. Regardless, we're gonna be daggering up this turn and not attacking with the dagger and saving it up. This is because we're staying in the control the board phase and we're trying to see if they have any minions that we can answer early, and that's why we're saving the dagger. Now we're putting, luckily, Vicious Sledging, our 3-drop that we top deck, and now it has to be answered, so it's a sticky 3-drop. Very good so far. We're not attacking again, as we're still going to control the board phase. We got lucky that there was no coin Duskbreaker. It would have been a bit very harsh on us. But now, yep, we're gonna just call Deadly Poison and Vicious Fledgling. Let's see what we get. And Fury, perfect. We're gonna go in again. It wasn't answered. We're gonna go Divine Shield to protect against the Duskbreaker. We're gonna Diremol and we're gonna push now. We're gonna drop our sticky 1-drop Argent Squire and now there are Divines, and Duskbreaker can be easily answered in this state of the board. So we practically have obtained a pretty strong state of the board. We're dominating. That means we're gonna be starting to switch it to the burst phase of the gameplay. Yep, we're gonna have our perfectly timed Fungal Mancer, answer the 4 mana drop from the priest, and we're gonna get Volcanic Might, push phase more, and we're gonna get another Volcanic Might. Yep, and push 3 with the Argent Squire. And by turn 5, they're sitting at 4 health. Now, healing themselves just with the hero power is not gonna be enough. So, yep, it unfortunately destroyed our Vicious Fledgling, and that's the only card that would have saved him this turn. So we're gonna continue on and see if we get burst. Nope, we do not get burst. So we're just gonna dagger up. We're only gonna commit the sticky Argent Squire as a 1-drop. Again, to avoid Duskbreaker Massacre. And we're just gonna be pushing phase. They're so close now. He's sitting at 3 health. It's practically almost a decided matchup. He could coin the 7 mana removal spell. I do not exactly remember the name of it right now, but yeah. Let's see what happens. If he does remove this board with the 7 mana spell, we practically have to top deck. Okay, simple, easy enough, no removal, the whole game practically. Straightforward game. Got let's say, quite lucky on this one. First game, beginner's luck. Let's see how it goes next. So, in that matchup, it was about firstly controlling the board, saving the dagger, and then switching by turn 4-5 with the 4. That was the turn 4 was critical point, putting on the deadly poison and getting the vicious fledging into a Wind Fury, and you start bursting phase of the gameplay. The key cards were of course Ardent Squire and Fleshling. It's a sticky 3-drop if you can drop it, and they cannot be answered. This deck is all just focuses on having many sticky drops. So, and the resourcing of the hand when it came down to playing against Priest, you know that they can have Duskbreaker. You have to play around it, so you do not commit your Fireflies or other Dire Moles. They're not necessary. So unfortunately, we have here a 1-drop Northshire Cleric from the Priest. It's a pretty good mulligan this time around. We have our Argent Squire coin Cold Blood combo, but of course, unfortunately, we have the Divine Shield can be removed by the Northshire Cleric. However, I think I'm still gonna be going with it because simply Northshire Cleric is just a simple 1-drop. Even if they drop a 2-drop, then we may trade, but it's still, I'm still a bit hesitant. Now we get the Dire Mole. It's either or, doesn't really matter on which. I still think it's best to get into Cold Blood here. And yeah, in this type of matchup, it's a Priest. You have to be pushing phase very early on, or you will be losing the matchup. It's a key decider. Like the first 3-4 turns determine how the matchup goes, and then if you don't put enough pressure on the board by that time, you're just able to win it only by luck. So we're gonna go with the plan, because next turn we dagger up. Of course, people would ask, so you would not be able to remove the Northshire Cleric with the dagger. That's not the point. The Northshire Cleric is just a 1-3. It does just 1 chip damage to us, and yeah, he passed the turn, nothing to do but for him, and we just go face. We ignore the Northshire Cleric. It's just, it can stay there. Let's see what happens next, because now we push 7 damage by turn 2. It's amazing. Okay. Unfortunately, he gets a Shadow Ward Death. It gets answered. Now, of course, people would say, okay, but Northshire Cleric cannot be removed now. Well, we're not going to be dropping the 1-drops. We're going to be dropping the 3-drop, attacking face, and putting our Henchclan Thug, which can grow out of proportion very fast. So Scale Worm, either or, it was Scale Worm or the Duskbreaker, same results. So again, 3-drop to answer the Northshire Cleric, not give him any 1-drops to initiate any card draw. We fortunately get a very cheap 1-mana spell from a Priest, from the Psychotic Probe, and yeah, seems to be going okay-ish so far. We're not being able to put a lot of pressure on him, but we're also not investing too much in the board. So now it's going to be a phase where, yeah, this Drake could be a bit of a issue for us. It's a high health one. So we do have to remove a Northshire Cleric in this position and dagger up. And in this case, I am attacking the Drake because he will most likely have to heal it back up to trade into one of my foxes, and then his Drake is gonna be at the 2 health at the end of it. That means I can just chop it up with my dagger. So let's see. Yep, exactly as planned. He used up the silence spell, which is just no board presence. Simple. Sticky 1-drop, Fungal Mancer. Take out the Drake. We're in good position. Duskbreaker is not an issue in this position. Doesn't matter. We have established a very strong board, so we are controlling the board. Now we'll be going for controlling bursting phase of the gameplay. Of course, the key cards again. It's been Divine Spirit, the Argent Squire with the Divine Shield. It's sticky, 1-drop. It hasn't been removed by the Duskbreaker. Here we're gonna be using the Power Word Shield, a cheap spell to activate. I believe Wildspine would be overcommitment here. I think it's a 3/3. It's no, I don't think so. I think it would be better just to dagger up an SI7. The 3/3 Duskbreaker, the 1/3 Acolyte of Pain can stay. It's just 1 damage. It doesn't remove any of my minions. So yeah, we're gonna go follow through with this plan, and we're just gonna be pushing face. So he's at 8. We're turn 7. I mean, it's good that it's turn 7. Of course, if we didn't have this kind of board, it would be very difficult. And look at us now, not having to overcommit the Wildspine. Now we can remove this and push for lethal. So yeah, he has been putting just a huge drop, hoping there is no Wildspine, but unfortunately for him, there is one in my hand, and that's an easy second game. So again, resourcing your hands, it has been also just dropping your 1-drops, just a combination of the Divine Spirit minion, the Argent Squire, and the Coldblood combination to put a lot of pressure from early on, very early on. Not overcommitting any of the other cards really, apart from just the ones that can grow out of proportion very fast, such as Henchclan Thug, and of course you have Vicious Fledgling. So our third matchup is gonna be a Hunter. Interesting. So Priest, Hunter. None of the defining meta decks so far. This is just all mulligan. Hunter minions tend to be low health, so we do not need Deadly Poison. We do not Seed Silence. Yeah, we're hoping for a 1-drop. Unfortunately, we don't get it. So in this game, this opponent does not. It's like aggro or mid-range. So we are trying to push face him whilst also just developing the board. The priority is, of course, against Hunter, control the board. That's our first priority. Burst phase of the gameplay comes later on. It just becomes natural because the Hunters don't really have much removal. And we'll see which type of Hunter it is. It could be either a Spell Hunter or it could be Mid-range Hunter. So it's a hero power. This would tend to say that it could be potentially Spell Hunter. So playing Vicious Fledgling, it can grow out of proportion. You cannot activate SIs. Yeah, and we're keeping the dagger in case just he drops some 3-drop, because we're gonna go face with the Fledgling, and he gets his bow. He removes the Fledgling. Unfortunate. So yeah, we top deck pretty good. Henchclan is very good here. It gets out of range of the bow. We push a little bit more face damage, and of course our hand is in this matchup very clunky. The SIs cannot get activated. The Arbink Owl is not gonna have much use. Don't think so. The only use could be the Tar perhaps, to block off some of the damage and the fungal. Let's see, what should we do? I think we just dagger up his Hyena. I don't know what he was planning there. Drop a Tar, and we do have to activate the spell. It could be the Wandering Monster or something else. Yeah, okay. Now there, I do admit, I think I made a mistake. I should have not played Tar Creeper first if it was in case explosive. So yep, I got fortunate enough that I didn't get punished there. So, but he has Arcane Shot. He removes my board. Okay, it's a bad beast from Animal Companion. That's pretty good for us. It still has to get removed because any charge minions he has, for example, what do you call it? The 6 mana hunter spell hunter spell that summons the 2 companions. It could be devastating. So with the charge, yep. So we have to remove it. Hench Clan Thug, again out of range of the bow. We are in okayish position. It's turn 6. We haven't really pushed much, but our hand is pretty strong. Okay, deadly shot. Okay, again, board removed. Seems like proper control hunter, I suppose. It just keeps removing our board. He attacks with the bow. I don't know what that implies. Is he trying to push face for some reason? I'm not sure what he used that bow there. I would not. Okay, so we just dagger up and drop our Scalpin just to present some larger threat. Our hand is still clunky, we cannot really get to remove it. I guess they have our 1 mana spell Cold Blood that can be used to activate the SIs if need be. Yeah, this hand is pretty bad. Okay, another deadly shot. Bear Shark. That's a minion. Okay, so what? Okay, this is a mid-range hunter, I suppose. We want to activate the SI here. Regardless, we're gonna fetch link into that. Remove the Bear Shark, and okay, that's mid-range, but his early game has been so weak. My goodness. Okay, I think because of that, his hand is pretty clunky. You might just win. Okay, another Eaglehorn bow. Okay. You will just keep removing my minions. Okay, so as long as he uses his face to remove them, I'm fine with that, I suppose. But he's at 15. I'm at 13. Okay, Leroy. Okay, interesting. What do we have? We have 3. We have 2 dagger. Okay, Cold Blood. I think, yeah, this is lethal, isn't it? Or should I check? Okay, no, I think this is lethal. Yeah. Leroy, Cold Blood, 10, 15 together. Yeah. So it will be an easy game 3. I suppose the key characteristics from all the 3 opponents so far is they haven't really played any early game. Like, they struggle to develop anything on board at all. And it's just been a smooth sailing. I mean, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Again, going over the points. Control the board. Managed that very successfully. Hunter is favored for us. It's easy with the dagger to obtain the control of the board and dominate. And then the bursting phase of the gameplay comes naturally down the line by turn 5-6 usually, but in this case we got a clunky hand. The match lasted a little bit longer than it should have. Yeah, the key cards just haven't really been drawn in this matchup, so yeah, but the deck is put together pretty well, so it's still held up against the hunter, I guess. I mean, there's not much to say about that. It has been a bit of a awful match there with the no key cards, and yeah, hand draw. The mulligan phase is pretty important for this deck. Here I'm thinking of keeping Deadly Poison. It could be mirror matchup. Firefly, okay. I mean, it's a 1-drop. If it's a Nod rogue, it gets removed. Yep, but if I don't draw a 1-drop and it's a different rogue, it's gonna hurt. I think I need to keep it. Deadly Poison is gonna answer any Hench Clan Thugs. It's just a staple in many rogues. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is a much better hand than the previous match. Now, since okay, it's a mirror matchup. Okay, so the controlling the board phase is gonna be pretty difficult since they're going first. Baku decks getting the ability to get first usually just get significant advantage over you because they have their one mana turn and the 2 mana turn planned out perfectly for them. So it's just gonna be Argent Squire against Argent Squire. He's gonna dagger it down. Sticky 1-drops seems to be same play so far. I do need to remove that Argent Squire in case there's a cold blood. That would just hurt so much. It's our typical turn 2 play anyways. There's no need to use a coin here. Let's see what's next. It's a turn 3, so it could be any of the 3 mana minions. Let's see which one it will be. And I think Deadly Poison will come down next to overthrow. It will be the crucial turning point in this matchup to gain control of the board. So they're thinking. The key cards in this matchup have been drawn, so we're in a pretty good position here. Let's see. So it's a Henge Clan. Yep. Even if it has, our dagger has 1 durability, we still apply it, remove it. We use a coin here. This is the key point, I think, of the matchup. We remove his Henge Clan, we apply ours. He has to dagger up again. He has to remove his dagger. We're in a very good position here. Of course, he could dagger up and subsea deck hand. What else? Yeah, that's the only play, I suppose. Okay, Dark Reaper seems to be a very similar deck. The one I'm playing right now. Let's see what we should do. I do not think I do trade it here. I think playing another 3-drops is a bit not. It isn't nice. We keep the Henge Clan at full health. We do not let it be daggered by our opponent easily to gain the board advantage. And yeah, we can just dagger the Dark Reaper again next turn with the Firefly or Darmol going into it to remove it. So we have the board, and I think this has been the crucial point. It's the turn, it was a turn 3 play. Keeping the Deadly Poison and having Henge Clan is what really just... Okay, so it's gonna make the game. Here we have a Draconite. Okay, this hurts. Okay, oh, this is a very good card to draw right now. It saves our life, 6 life, and yep, we will need to remove this. Unfortunately, we didn't have Wild Spine, but we couldn't activate it anyways. So this is just gonna be a trade dagger face, get it to 6/6. And remove that and just drop another sticky 3-drop now, and it will both have to be removed. So yeah, I could draw Wild Spine, but I think I'm just going as wide as possible. They do not have any AoEs, so the more board I have, the better. So we practically achieve the control the board phase unless they just have removed. Okay, Deadly Poison. Yep. The remover fledgling and aside. Okay, so yeah, it puts us back down. So it will have to go for the board again. So it will need Fox again. Dagger up. Our, by the way, okay, that's practically useless. We need to push some face, I think. Yeah, this Firefly has been right. It enables us to remove the SI. I do 5 to him with the Dire Maul, he will have to use his dagger, his 4/1 dagger, upgraded dagger, to kill a 1 mana minion, and in the process take 5 damage. It's perfect. So yeah. So far, yeah, that's a pretty bad Biteweed. I mean, it's just useless. Suppose Hench Clan, okay, okay. So that makes it hard for us to gain the board again. I think it's just, okay, let's see what we'll do. Okay, there's a lot of commitment on the board. They gain the control of the board again, okay. Fungal Mancer is actually pretty good, and the Biteweed could get used right now. And I think this is the point where I do not trade the Hench Clan Thug out. I just need to push face, I think. Because gaining control of the board is just gonna be practically an impossibility by this time. It's turn 7. They have 3 sticky minions. Yeah. I'm thinking I'm going face. I'm putting him into 6. That means a Leroy out. That's perfect. I mean, of course, it gives them an out as well. They could, yeah, it's a very, very risky play, but I think I have to play to my outs. I will not regain the board control here. Okay. Blink Fox. Cold Blood. Is that lethal? 1. Okay, that's 8, 10, 15 with upgrade. Okay, 1 off. Oh my goodness. Okay. 1 off. That's very close. And he has to trade. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, he trades into our Biteweed. That's amazing. The outs just opened up. Okay, Tar Creeper. Okay, the outs opened up, but the Tar Creeper is okay. Actually, it blocks off some damage. We just go face. No need to trade the Fox here. No need to damage ourselves for 7 and still keep him at 3. Because he just simply has to have a taunt. Or just somehow push it. Okay, is that lethal? That's 12. He needs 4. Damn, that's easy. If he gets just he has outs. He has a lot of outs. If he doesn't, I win. Okay, oh, we got lucky here. Well, yeah. In these 4 matchups, I guess we just got very, very lucky so far. But we also played it correctly. We didn't overcommit against the control, and we flooded the board whenever it was necessary against the aggro matchups. And I suppose that's a wrap up for now. It already has been a 30-minute video. I think it could be quite boring to watch the whole unedited run. So instead, I will simply post another video later highlighting the results of the other matches and the matchup breakdown against more polarizing meta decks that I haven't faced yet, such as Q-Block.